Hi, my name is Baranov, Mikhail. I'm cybersecurity team lead, and today I'm going to talk about how we reduce costs by millions with strategic security initiatives. I'd like to start with a short introduction of myself. I'm a cybersecurity team leader with extensive engineering background and experience. I have over a decade of experience with cybersecurity. I've led the design and implementation of global security infrastructures. I have extensive experience with risk management and building up a solid and resilient security teams, establishing a security operations center, reducing cybersecurity risks, and consistently enhancing security and operation efficiency across international enterprises. Today's agenda, today I'm going to speak about my experience and how we've managed to build a solid and resilient cybersecurity framework and infrastructure within the corporate investment business, one of the biggest corporate investment business in Europe at the time I'm speaking. And they all started with a transformative initiative. The main goal was to fortify defenses, and as a result, it also created a new savings for our management in terms of risk reduction and battling against the breaches and other cyber criminal activities. I would like to share with you the journey when the challenges we faced, the strategies we implemented, and the insights we gained along the way. Let's start from the beginning, at the truth. When I first joined the company, it was clear that the organization was in an important turning point regarding its cybersecurity posture. At the time when I joined, it was a solid and global financial institution, handling billions of dollars in transactions annually, with $1 billion of revenues. And it was only the question when the cyber criminals would start to attack it. By creating a security roadmap. And as we know, cyber criminals were no longer lone hackers, but organized groups employing advanced persistent threats, zero-day exploits, and some of them were even state-sponsored attacks. Existing cybersecurity framework wasn't consistent enough, and some of aspects were already to counter modern security threats. That was the first critical point we found out when I joined the company. The lack of consistency of hybrid approach not only created operational inefficiencies, but also left us vulnerable to sophisticated attacks that could exploit this practice. The amount of risks that we found during the project and during the transformation was enormous. While we were counting the potential losses, we found out that it could be exceeding $500 million annually due to various data breaches, system downtime, and non-compliance penalties. Moreover, the threat of losing client trust and market share loomed large. As you probably know, the larger organization, the more painful is such cases are. I'm speaking about mostly about the trust and relationship with the customers in terms of security breaches and in terms of security measurements that being took to protect their assets and basically money, right? Recognizing the urgency, we embarked on a comprehensive project to overhaul our cybersecurity infrastructure. We formed out the goal. The goal was pretty clear. We need to design and implement a unified resilient security framework that would safeguard our global financial ops and ensure strict adherence to international security standards such as the PCI DSS. As a global financial institution, adhering to those international security standards is a must, and none of the companies operating globally could not adhere to them. The main focus and the goal was that. Then we started to identify vulnerabilities and the risks. The first step, as I said, was it. We conducted a thorough risk assessment, which involved several key activities. We involved people from the business side, management, infrastructure, compliance. So all the departments were there to help us to start our security transformation. So where to start from? Our risk assessment was divided by 5 steps. 5 critical steps we've identified those as network vulnerability scanning, infection testing, security configuration audits, application security testing, and employee security awareness evaluation. We started from the network vulnerability scanning. Why? The answer is pretty simple. Since the organization is global, it should be available from any point of the globe. That means everyone could try to attack us, scan us, whatever. So we have to be prepared and secure our external perimeter as much as possible. Use advanced vulnerability scanning tools like Qualys or Kinetics to perform extensive scans on our infrastructure. We've identified over 1,000 vulnerabilities. Some of them were pretty severe and critical. I don't want to share those due to ethics and NDAs in contracts, but trust me, those was really severe. Yeah. For instance, we found system running outdated versions of operating systems. The problem was that those systems were externally based, which means that each and every person out there with malicious intent could easily start to hack them, and that means that would result in a significant damage to organization due to breach. The second step was penetration testing. Once again, that was conducted both on external and internal infrastructure and applications. First of all, we started with validation of discovered and identified vulnerabilities. And we conducted a penetration testing using tools like Metasploit, Dirk, Kali Linux, and manual testing techniques. We focused on confirming the most critical one. Additionally, our application security team simulated attacks to exploit vulnerabilities that allowed us to track the events that occur once the external attacker would like to penetrate us. So that also enhanced our security operation center and security operation center playbooks. So we are ready to act if something like that happens further. We are now prepared. This exercise highlighted the potential for malicious software to cause significant damage, and that allowed us to have the management attention as much as possible to close off those risks, or at least to start remediation. Then we began with security configuration audits of our infrastructure. We performed detailed audits of our security configurations, including firewall servers, endpoints, pretty much everything that we had inside. We even assessed our Bluetooth mouse, some pin boards, and headphones in the offices, because those could be also a part of security attack surface. We found several critical misconfigurations with low any to the external destinations. And these configurations could have allowed attackers to infiltrate our network and exfiltrate data without detection. It also highlighted us an area where should be focused on further to harden our infrastructure. We've used advanced tools for that. I'll speak about them later. All right. The fourth one, application security testing. We've had the in-house development team. As part of the development, they created the web applications, mobile applications, and the rest. Of course, externally faced, of course, with APIs, facing our customers, and not only customers. We started to analyze and test those in terms of security. We used both static and dynamic application security tools, our WASP up. We've uncovered several critical vulnerabilities like cross-site scripting and secure API endpoints. I'm speaking mostly about the improper authentication and authorization of the requests, especially inside of the authorized area, right after the client logins, after the client enters his or credentials and all the stuff. So inside, mostly those vulnerabilities were found there, as well as improper input validation on several fields within the registration form in part of onboard. All right, so the fifth and the last one. Companies consider people as similar asset as the server, as the cash on the balance, and the rest. The last point here, but probably the last point in the risk assessment part, but the first in terms of defense. Because as we know, 95% of successful attacks started with social engineering, which means that the humans are the weakest part in terms of security posture within the organization. We started with basic phishing tests, phishing simulations. The results were concerning. Most of the employers, 35% of the employers clicked on phishing links and 10 provided their login credentials on fake login pages, which is very bad in terms of security gate, the first security gate of the defense, right? Of the defensive wall. That also underscored the need of enhancing security advanced training and security awareness management. After we performed all those risk assessments, we needed to present these findings in a way that it resonated with executive leadership. By quantifying the risk in financial terms, we illustrated the potential impact, and you would be surprised. The financial exposure, the potential losses exceeding $500 million annually due to breaches, fraud, and downtime. Regulatory penalties, non-compliance with standards like SWIFT and PCI DSS could result fines up to $50 million. And of course, reputational damage. Loss of client trust could lead to a 15% decrease in market share, and that's an equity up to hundreds of millions and loss of revenue. The question was, how are we going to mitigate those? The answer was pretty simple. With strategic cybersecurity initiatives. Armed with those information, we developed a comprehensive cybersecurity strategy focusing on several key areas. The first one, related to network, was related to network segmentation and microsegmentation. We divided the network into separate segments based on function and sensitivity using VLANs, subnets, using additional compliance checks on the device before they enter the network perimeter office when the person comes in person in the office, not the working from home kind of thing. The second was microsegmentation. We used software-defined networking technologies like Illumio and enforced granular security policies at the workload level. Each application and service was isolated and communication was strictly controlled. This strategy adhered to the zero trust model, where anonymized traffic is trusted by default, and every communication is authenticated and authorized. That was the first brick in our cybersecurity framework and strategy that allowed to reduce lateral movement and other risks that were related to insecure communications within the network and potential breaches. So that was more a proactive measure rather than the detective. Then, using the cutting-edge technologies, AI and machine learning, we started to move forward. Using the SIM, we deployed advanced SIM solutions like the air carry with dark trace. We integrated them both, enhanced them with machine learning, and started using AI, which was provided by ALK mostly. We started to analyze the log data in real time. This allowed us to detect anomalies and potential threats that traditional systems might miss. And spoiler alert, several incidents haven't happened exactly because of that. Again, since the people, the biggest asset within the organization in terms of security, we started to integrate with the user and entity behavior analytics. By establishing baseline behavior patterns for users and device, we could identify deviations indicating of malicious activity. For example, when employee account suddenly started accessing large volumes of data at unusual hours, the system would flag this for investigation. We started to harden our detection response, recognizing that endpoints are common entry points for attackers. We deployed DDR solutions, and they were installed on all endpoints without any exception, together with our CIN, providing real-time monitoring and automated response for the threats. That also allowed us to perform an automated isolation. Again, in conjunction with niche technologies like ML, and AI, if an endpoint exhibited suspicious behavior, it could be automatically isolated from the network to prevent the spread of malware. Identity and access management, additional brick in our cybersecurity framework and our resilient infrastructure. To strengthen our access controls, we implemented multi-factor authentication implemented across all critical systems to add extra layer of protection beyond classic passwords. Additionally, we've implemented it with Microsoft SSO, Azure SSO, which allowed us to control the access at one point without any problems in terms of revoking access, providing access, role-based access control. And another thing that is pretty much basic, it ensured that employees had access only to the resources necessary for their roles, minimizing the risk of unauthorized access and privileged click. Security orchestration, automation, and response. Another tool that allowed us to enhance and embrace automation to enhance efficiency. Automated incident response using SOAR platform automated responses to common security incidents. As example, we created several scripts for containment after triggers on endpoints on servers. Playbooks. That's a common thing, but when we started, we understood that we have to dive deep each case to develop a sophisticated playbooks to respond to incidents. Developed standardized procedures for handling different types of incidents, ensuring a consistent and swift response based on meter matrix. And especially we've done that mostly for our SMC operation center, compliance and standardization. To address inconsistencies across regions, we have to perform another audit that focused on compliance side. Policy standardization, that's the thing we started from, because that's the sole ground for each and every organization to have basic procedures and policies and standards unified and aligned within the organization. We created a centralized security policy management system. All regions were required to adhere to the same security standards, reducing gaps in our defenses. And of course, international standards compliance aligned our control with frameworks like ISO 27001, SWIFT, Customer Security Program, and the others like NIST that also improves security but also simplified compliance reporting. Those are worldwide known standards, and those were created by best practices and based on security experience for past 20 plus years, where it's quite a solid term in terms of experience gaining. Employee training and awareness. The first thing, it's understanding the importance of the human element. Mandatory training programs, of course, no one likes them, right? But still there should be some. We launched a comprehensive cybersecurity training for all employees. We gamified our users won't be just staring on the presentation on pictures, but there were like games, so they enjoyed it. And then they would receive a badge and achievement, so they successfully passed, and they could be proud of it. Then we started to perform regular simulation just to train our users, because even if we see that the user was successfully phished and entered his credentials to a malicious website, we still could train him. So that's like a chance for both of us, for us to change our training system in case it wasn't successful enough and sufficient enough, so the user was friendly. Over the time, we reduced the click rate and phishing amounts from 35 to 5%. And you can't imagine how happy we were once we've tracked this 5% for more than 3 months. So trust me, that's quite an achievement for any security professional out there. I'd like to share some cases and successes within our path to stable and resilient security within the organization. So the first one was thwarting an advanced resistant threat. As I said earlier, that was only a question of time when he would target us and try to breach. We found that one APT group targeted our organization, attempted to infiltrate our infrastructure through spear phishing emails containing malicious attachments exploiting zero-day vulnerabilities. That was one of our C-level employees who some period of time, he received several phishing emails and accidentally clicked on it. We use detection tools, as I mentioned, AI and ML powered SIM, EOK, detected unusual email patterns and flagged them for investigation. Additionally, we found in our threat intelligence that compute PC of our employer tried to reach a period bad reputation. Our automated SOR playbooks quarantined the suspicious emails and alerted the security team, but only after the email was clicked, unfortunately. But by neutralizing the threat before any damage occurred, we prevented potential losses. Between the email was still opened, but after it was opened, it was quarantined and the device was isolated for further investigation as soon as possible. So there were no damage. Yeah. That was one of the cases where all of our bricks, except again, first one, the people, succeeded. The second case I would like to share, it's also related to cutting-edge technologies and how they increase efficiency in terms of responding to threats. An employee inadvertently downloaded ransomware that attempted to encrypt network shares. That was I remember it as today, that was a late evening. I received a email and alert that our EDR system identified abnormal file encryption activities on one of our devices and the network shares. Tried to access network shares with violation privilege. The infected endpoint was automatically isolated and files were restored from secure backups storage. Again, that's an example when the threat entered our infrastructure by phishing social engineering, right? Later on, we identified that was a fake advertisement about one of the popular messengers out there. So yeah, this is again an example of how ML and advanced AI technologies could help you with identifying and react proactively to issues and to threats that could reach your infrastructure. Outcome was pretty simple, it was pretty straightforward, right? Zero data loss in our ransom payout, saving approximately 5 million in potential costs. Later on in the news, we found out that several companies in our industry faced those issues, and some of them paid, some of them faced significant disruption of services provided to the customers and therefore lost revenue and customer trust as well. Through this experience, we gained valuable insights. First of all, proactive risk management is essential. Automation enhances efficiency, standardization reduces vulnerabilities, aligning security with business goals. I will start with the proactive risk management. It's an essential thing within any organization. Regular risk assessments and continuous monitoring are critical. Being proactive can help you to identify and address vulnerabilities before they are exploited. But what if any vulnerability is still there and is being exploited, like 0-day, right? Automation doesn't replace human expertise and such, but by automating routine tasks, responses, basic security tasks, our security team could focus on more complex threats and strategic initiatives. Standardization and within the infrastructure, within the assets, within the everything inside the organization. Consistent security practices across all regions eliminate gaps that attackers could exploit. It also simplifies compliance efforts and audits. Once again, plenty of the standards would simplify cybersecurity team life within the organization quite much. I'm speaking about ISO, NIST, and other regulations that are worldwide known and could be used in each and every organization. Those could be tuned based on your needs. your organization could start benefit from those right from the beginning, right from the start of the implementation. The fourth one, it's aligning security with business goals. Again, security is more a support department, I would say, right? Security should not interfere with the business. Security initiatives should support business objectives, not the otherwise. By demonstrating how security enhances customer trust and protective revenue, we gain support from leadership and stakeholders, which means we are able to prove management that security really works and saves money. Saving money is one of the point in increasing revenue. So for business, it was quite straightforward. We save money, we increase our revenue. We increase customer trust, we increase revenue. If that means our revenue goes down. So the security is quite important. So by analyzing those, we analyzed and came to a point where we should present the financial impact that was created by security initiatives. We avoided losses, operational savings, downtime reductions, and return on investments. The avoided losses were over 90 millions. That was quite impressive. But financial impact is not the only thing that was increased and improved after we performed all those and completed all those security initiatives. Our efforts also bolstered our reputation. We achieved compliance, we obtained ISO 27001 and completed SWIFT, enhancing our credibility with our customers and within the business industry as well. So we really made one step up in terms of our maturity as an organization. Customer retention, thanks, client confidence led to 7% increase in customer retention, contributing to revenue growth. And that's related not only to business customers, I mean, like financial organization, but regular clients as well. With all I've said, I would like to share the recommendations for implementation of the sharing all this journey and all these obstacles, the problems I've mentioned. So the first and most important thing is to invest in security and invest in advanced technology. These technologies can process vast amount of data and identify patterns that humans might miss. That's one more important topic here. I'd like to mention the old people, right? All people have a maximum amount of energy they can spend during the working day, right? People can't work 100% efficient throughout 8, 9, 10 hours. This is where technology and advanced technology like AI and machine learning comes in handy. The second one is implement layered security, of course. It's adopted defense in-depth strategy, zero trust, using multiple security measures and different layers to protect against various types of threats. That become basic I would say in 1 year. That will become basic thing for each and every organization, even in startups. The third thing, there should be standardization. You have to standardize security protocols, ensure that security policies and procedures are consistent across all regions and departments. Of course, there could be deviations based on local government rules, policies, internal policies, and the rest. But still, both should be standardized. This reduces vulnerabilities and simplify compliance. The fourth point, foster security conscious culture. Again, people is the main asset within the organization, similar to cash on the balance. And as confirmed by 2 cases, that's the weakest part in every security within the organization, within any organization. Each company should invest in regular training and awareness programs, empower employees to be the first line of defense against cyber threats. And the fifth point, alignment alignment of security strategy with business strategy. Strategy and value of cybersecurity should be communicated in business terms. None of the business representatives within any department except technology do understand the risk of, for example, lateral movement. My advice here is to demonstrate how security initiatives protect revenue, enhance customer trust, and support growth by quantifying the risk and quantifying the measures that were developed and how they support the business strategy within the 1, 2, or maybe 3 years. It depends on each and every organization again. So I would like to conclude here. In today's interconnected world, vast and rapidly growing each and every industry, especially financial industry, cybersecurity is not just a technical issue for the business no more. It's a fundamental business concern. Our journey demonstrates that with a strategic approach, it's possible to significantly reduce risks and achieve substantial financial savings. By identifying vulnerabilities, implementing advanced security measures, and fostering a culture of security awareness, we protect our assets and support our company growth. I hope our expertise provides valuable insight that you can apply within your own organization. Cybersecurity is a continuous journey, and staying ahead of evolving threats requires commitment, innovation, and collaboration. So, what are your thoughts about the conference today? I'm happy to answer any questions you might have, and thank you for your attention. It was lovely to have you. Thank you.